All right, you're live on Facebook right now. Look, there's the camera.
Oh, that's the camera. Okay.
Yeah.
Do we still have that one thing that I can use to prop this up
Yeah.
somewhere?
Hey, good morning, everybody. We got Marshall Barber here in the office in the Glass Houses studio. We're just getting organized. You got time to tune in, settle in for another version or edition
Another edition
of the Topeka Factor.
of the Topeka Factor using
I love Katie Lang. You like Katie Lang?
Katie Lang's the bomb.
She got me from Marina Del Rey to Liberal, Kansas, with Marlboro Reds and black coffee. She sings a song called Black Coffee.
Yeah, she also sings one, speaking of Marlboro Reds. One of her better efforts was one called Down to My Last Cigarette.
All right, here's your.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I will. Is this microphone? Or
Yeah, that's
okay. Okay.
here. But sit over here in this one. So
This-
yeah.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna get live on Facebook.
What is this over here?
That's YouTube.
Oh, okay. Okay. And I guess this will be okay this way. Oh, mind the way. Okay. Well, good morning, friends and neighbors. This is Facebook Live once again from the Glass Houses studio, where we do kind of a multimedia show
What do we do?
with the inestimable Henry McClure.
I love that word. I heard that in a movie yesterday.
Did you really? What
Yeah.
movie?
Well, actually, I was watching this. It's a series called Billions.
Billions?
On
Okay.
Billions on the Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime. Okay. Well,
Excuse me.
because speaking of Prime,
Yes.
I'm wondering if this is just a coincidence,
Tell me.
but today happens to be the
ML King.
Hmm?
It's ML King Day too.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, I saw on MSNBC this morning that on the Morning Joe show that today is actually the 10th anniversary of
What's
Barack
Morning Joe?
of Barack Obama's tan suit press conference. And here is Henry McClure wearing a tan suit.
What's the big deal about that?
Well, that was the question 10 years ago.
Why is he wearing a tan suit?
Some of these commentators like Lou Dobbs were losing their minds over the fact that he was conducting a press conference wearing a tan suit. And
Well,
today,
you gotta
a dark day.
you gotta jazz it up fashion wise, baby.
You gotta bring it. Okay. Well,
Hey, now today though is the anniversary of the I Have a Dream speech.
I did not know that.
And so Brock had a dream of a tan suit.
Don't
And
we all?
he introduced it. So there's no harm in that.
So today, the Topeka Factor is coming to you from the Glass Houses studio.
And we are live right now.
We are live on a number of different sources.
We're live on my
including-
Facebook there.
Right.
We're live on YouTube over there. We're live on your Facebook right there.
My Facebook right here. And then we had YouTube up there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right above Ben Franklin.
Yeah. So, and I'm going to actually grab another camera real quick and we're going to go live on another
Okay.
channel.
One of our focus points on the Topeka Factor is Topeka real estate. So while Henry's doing that, I can review some up to the minute multi-list statistics for what's happening in the Topeka residential real estate.
I'm not gonna have time to hook that up, but go ahead, sorry.
Okay, thus far, this year, we have 2,050 sales. The average sale price in the Topeka market is 228,300. The median sale price is 200,000, which means, as you might know, half of the sales are below 200, half of them are above 200. So that means you had 1,025 sales so far, over 200,000 in this market. Active listings at this point, 411. Now that includes the entire length and breadth of the Sunflower Association of Realtors participating offices. Average days on the market, 27. And
Wow, that's pretty good.
Well, it's a long time if you're in a hurry to sell, but it is pretty good. You're right.
Well, in my world, when it takes 2 years to get a permit to build a Pizza Hut, 27 days is a good deal.
So in Henry's world,
and my commission was only $3,000.
well, now you've been complaining about your commission incessantly. It's time to move on.
No, I wasn't complaining about it. I just complained it took 2 years to get it.
Oh, yeah. Well, the city has a tendency to slow things down. By the way, I just spotted a brand new water main break
Oh man!
right in front of St. Francis Hospital on 6th Street.
On the way here?
On the way over here, yes. Want to say good morning to Lee Pewitt.
Hey, and thanks for the coffee, Lee. That was really nice of you.
Lee brought us this nice.
Is he going to have time to be on the show tomorrow?
He'll come in tomorrow.
What's he up to?
I'm not sure. He's in town from Dallas, and I really don't know what brings him to Topeka.
He brought us Waffle House coffee, and so in my world, that is a hint that we need to get a Waffle House in Topeka.
I concur. And in terms of possible Waffle House locations, I'm wondering how much parking do they need? Do we know?
Nah, I don't know, but the site requirements are pretty easy. They're online. So here's what I'm trying to do as a elected official is I want to create what's called a uniform development agreement. So you can make a deal with Waffle House and you don't have to go through all the legal fees. Do you know that Sterling is at $156,000 in legal fees to get the Chick-fil-A and the Whataburger in? And in fact,
what is Sterling?
Sterling Scott is the guy that bought the leasehold interest of what was then Gordman's, Bennigan's,
okay,
Car Hop, the theater, the vacant theater. Well, yeah, it was vacant at the time. It went from the theater to the Country Opry. And the Country Opry guy, that was a sad story. But 30 days after I sold the leasehold interest, I did the electric cowboy deal.
Mm-hmm.
And his return went pretty good. We got to figure out we got to get you. I'm going to buy a Mevo studio like that for you.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to do. But anyway, so there will be a meeting today with Sterling and Braxton and the city manager. And I can't wait to hear how that goes.
What is supposed to occur during this meeting?
Well,
this again pertains to Whataburgers
and Chick-fil-A.
And Chick-fil-A.
And the future of the land behind it. I can't believe in God's green earth they want us to put office space back there.
Huh?
Yeah. The city planners.
Office space?
Yeah.
Where?
Behind Chick-fil-A and Whataburger.
Like we don't already have too much office space?
Well, plus I'm working on the statistic. We don't have people going to work.
Well, there's that, but yeah.
Well, hang on. There's the government people don't even have to go to work. The unions
at
are
the office.
At the office. And that that's really a problem for
Well,
downtowns.
I tell you what, I get the Wall Street Journal, and eventually we are going to talk about Jerome Powell's intention to cut interest rates. But see, here's the front page of the Wall Street Journal.
And what's it say?
Well, what I'm saying is that about, on an average of twice a week,
Hand that to me.
the Wall Street Journal has articles to the effect that office buildings and the owners of office buildings are going absolutely broke because of the lack of people working in offices these
Well,
days.
think of the retailers
why-
downtown.
Why would the city of Topeka want to force you to build offices when people aren't even using the office space that's already there?
So Jerry Moran was in town
Ask
the
him
other
that.
day.
Were you asking that for me?
Yeah, I will, because I'm meeting
Here we
with
go.
them at 4:00.
Okay.
I'm batting cleanup. I get to meet our city manager today.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, because I want to determine whether or not either we're going to make it to where the common man can develop in Topeka,
Okay.
or I'm not going to even try anymore.
By the way, I want to say hi to Mary Jane Pryor,
Hi, Mary Jane.
one of our best listeners.
Now, is that
Viewers.
any relation to Billy,
Absolutely.
Mom?
That would be the mom.
I know her. I've met
Yeah,
her several
yeah,
times.
yeah.
You know, I bought Pryor's Pub. I used to own Pryor's Pub, but I'm friends with Billy out in LA, and I knew Tony, and I forgot the baby's name.
Oh, Emily.
Emily. Yeah. So when I lived out in LA, they kind of lived up by LAX and Marina Del Rey,
Yeah.
and you know, Billy and I were fraternity brothers in Lawrence.
I saw-
Sigma Chi's.
I saw Tony last night because I was
Tony Callum,
well, I saw her on TV.
Oh,
I was
okay.
rewatching
The Sopranos.
a Sopranos episode.
That's Big Pussy's wife.
That's right.
And then I actually have the screenplay of A Slipping Down Life.
Oh,
Have you heard about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
have my own copy of that.
I tried to raise money for that. We got as high up as the guys that financed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Uh-huh.
You know, a relationship.
Okay.
And you know, Hollywood's all name dropping and all that stuff.
Well, to drop some names.
Yeah.
In the context of The Sopranos, did you ever talk to Jon Favreau?
No, but I would sure like to meet him. I like him. I like that movie Chef
Yeah.
that he did.
And okay, I thought you were going to say Swingers, but want to say hi to Vega Maria. I don't think Vega's watched our show before.
Hey, Vega.
This, by the way, is the Topeka Factor. I'm getting a stream of information from Lee about Waffle House, who says they would perform a feasibility study before locating at a certain location.
Well, ask him if he's the real estate guy.
Well, I don't know what he is. He's in Topeka doing something.
Well,
I don't think it's on behalf of Waffle House, but I was just going to throw something out. What about a Waffle House at 10th and Topeka, formerly the home of Pizza Hut?
Why not?
Because there's like 20 parking spots around there, 17 in back and 5 in front. I guess 22.
But you know, Waffle House wants to have their signature building. You know, that's part of Waffle
right.
House.
That's right. I forgot about
But
that.
I tell you, see, we ought to put Waffle House behind Chick-fil-A and Whataburger.
I was going to say, as opposed to an
Oh,
office.
but I got a spot.
As opposed to an office.
I've got a spot for Waffle House. It's a pocket listing. I'm not going to talk about it on
the show.
No, I'm not. But you know, I got to make a living. I can't tell everybody everything.
We got to
But
get.
I can tell you.
We got to get busy and locate a Waffle House in Topeka.
But okay, so let's talk about the idea of a uniform development agreement. So,
as opposed to what we have now.
well, what we have now is they reinvent the wheel every time.
Okay.
So I want to use Wheatfield development as the template because we know, you know, Wheatfield would have never happened without TIF and CID.
Okay.
That's a joke. You know, but what I'm getting at is if it's good enough for 29th and Fairlawn, the agreement,
Right.
that should be able to plug in anywhere.
Okay.
Because really everything from 29th and Fairlawn is going to be a lesser site.
What's the nature of the agreement?
The nature of the agreement is the tax incremental financing
Okay.
and what you're going to put in TIF. and CID, which is a community investment district. Well, see, both of these are regulated by state statute. And they have, it's called the but-for test, that if you didn't get TIF or CID, but for that project wouldn't happen, you know?
Okay.
And so what I want to do is say, well, you know, if we don't get TIF and CID, before it ain't going to ever happen. But what I want to do is create an agreement to where you, Lee, Billy Pryor's mom, anybody, if they know somebody, let's say they know somebody with Waffle House, they can talk to them and they can put the deal together. It's not a science. It's not. But I want to make it to where everybody can be a developer, create an even playing field, and you don't have to have $156,000 in legal fees. I want to make it to where the common person with the relationship, and that's the whole foundation of my campaign. I want to try to create this uniform development agreement so it doesn't matter what your last name is. Anybody can make the deal.
Question coming in from Lee: does Kansas offer tax incentives for new businesses like Waffle House?
Well, we can incentivize.
He's going to call their office in Norcross, Georgia today.
Good.
The man's on fire for Waffle House.
Well, what's he doing up here from Dallas?
Joseph Ravel.
Who?
Bradford is one of our viewers.
Hello, Bradford.
We're getting somewhat of an influence.
Well, I'm Henry Austin McClure, Bradford.
Henry is celebrating Tan Suit Awareness Day, 10th anniversary.
This isn't tan, it's green.
It's tannish.
Well, whatever.
And so
Obama wanted to stand out on Martin Luther King Day.
Of course he did.
Yeah, well, there's nothing wrong with that.
I
have a dream too. I have a dream that the common person can develop in Topeka. It doesn't matter what your last name is, and it's not the color of your skin, it's the character of your deal. That's what gets through.
Could a guy like me wearing a white hat and a Madras shirt?
Yeah. I want to make it to where
develop Waffle House.
Yes, that's the whole goal.
So if I had a little piece of ground,
yes,
I don't know how much ground they need.
Not much.
Maybe
if we can get online, I'll bet I could do it. But the development standards are usually online. Man, I had to call my. Let's see if
a brief sports note here. The Royals are now tied for first.
First what?
First in their division.
Of what?
They slapped the Guardians around last night. So they're in the what is that? The Central Division? Am I right? So anyway,
we're gonna call a friend of mine.
Let's say I've got some ground. Just pick a street at random. What about Gage Boulevard? Well, actually, now let's Waffle House.
So they want high traffic.
They want high traffic,
and they want. They really like exposure from interstates.
Oh, so you might go over by. Oh, how about where they're demoing the Holiday Inn at 7th and Fairlawn?
Christine said there was apartments going in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that would be a perfect site.
That would be an example.
Yeah.
You could put in apartments, but wouldn't you also have room for a Waffle House?
I think so.
Because that's a big old site there.
What is the? Oh man, if you want a good waffle, go out to the food court at the mall.
Okay.
And you can get chicken tenders and a waffle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's called Love Me Tenders.
Okay.
And that waffle.
Out of Westridge.
Yeah. So I drank myself to type 2 diabetes, so I can't have sugar, and so. But the other day I broke my diet. With exercise and the right diet, I don't have to take insulin shots. I got it under control.
Well, now you're Stephen. I hate to get off
Dr. Gundry.
You're a Dr. Gundry
I
fan.
am a disciple of Dr. Gundry.
Are you taking MCT?
Yeah, I love that stuff.
Okay.
I got to order some. I'm waiting for my Whataburger commission. I'm running on fumes till I get paid.
I'll tell you what. I got big ass order of MCT in, so I'll spot you a jar.
Oh,
tomorrow.
cool. All right.
I was just watching his video yesterday about the benefits of
Man,
MCT.
Do you feel the kick it gives you? Do you get warm after
well,
drinking it?
Yeah, uh, this is a funny thing because I've been using pre-BioThrive,
Right.
and I really, at the same time, I got a big shipment of both products, and I was using pre-BioThrive zealously for this digestive condition that I had, and I really slacked off on the MCT. It's only been recently that I started thinking to myself, well, you bought all this MCT, you might as well start using it. And I've noticed these last couple mornings that I'm a little tuned up.
Yeah, I feel
from the MCT.
So I do intermittent fasting. Oh man. So my breakfast in the morning is 2 cloves of garlic, chopped up, and a shot of olive oil.
Yeah, I was supposed to wait till 11 a.m. this morning, but I blew that.
I forgot to eat before I left.
I broke down at 10 and had a banana and some toast.
Oh man, you got to get rid of bread.
Waffle House offers sugar-free waffle syrup. He's just
he's on it.
He's a fountain.
I like this guy.
About
All right, we're gonna call a friend of mine.
I want to say hi to Sue, who.
Oh man, that's not plugged in.
Tell you what, Sue, when we get a Waffle House built in Topeka, you'll be our first guest. How does that sound?
Who's Sue?
Well, she's one of our viewers, Sue Freeman Banks.
All right.
And I want to say hi to Gregory Hockett. I'm not sure where he's dialing in from, but what is it we're doing now? You're trying to reach somebody with Waffle House?
Well,
or somebody who might know something?
Yeah, somebody. We're going to see if Mace Rich has any Waffle House deals. Hey, Mark.
We're calling Mark.
Mark Klein.
Okay, Sue's already agreed to meet us at Waffle House when we get one built.
He's
we can tell them we have their first customer lined up and ready to go. It's Carrie's sugar-free Waffle House syrup, says Lee.
I don't think Mark's on the phone.
Lee's going to be joining us tomorrow morning as we.
Does he know where the Glass Houses studios are?
I sent him the address. We'll make sure he knows. So for tomorrow, maybe you could brew up a pot of this Waffle House.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We'll definitely have that.
All right. And maybe we could get a couple of cast members of The Sopranos to come in for the Waffle House grand opening. You think?
I would like to meet the star. What was his name? The big guy.
You're a little late on that one. James
Gandolfini.
Oh yeah, he checked out a while back. Which?
How did he check out?
I'd rather not say because I'm not sure of the facts, but they had to do with certain tendencies the man had in his private life.
Kind of like Robert Hogan?
Health problems, related to
lifestyle.
Yeah. Hey, Kelly Atherton's watching. And I'm sure
good morning, Kelly.
I'm sure Kelly would agree with me that Henry McClure is appropriately celebrating the 10th anniversary of President Obama wearing his tan suit.
Okay.
But did President Obama ever wear a Madras shirt? No. Did he ever wear a stylish white hat?
Oh, I don't know.
Possibly.
He could have. No, I think there's one where he's smoking weed.
Okay.
No, really, in a fedora.
Well, that'd be an old one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm not holding weed against you.
And I want to invite Kelly to the grand opening of Waffle House when we get our Waffle House opened in Topeka. See, now we can actually guarantee them at least 2 customers if the Kelly agrees to.
Everybody comes out for the new deal.
I think Kelly's down around.
When Spangles opened up.
Yeah,
Spangles. They said they did $125,000 in 1 week.
I wonder how they're doing with all the mixed drinks.
I don't know, man.
That just
where was that when I was a drunk?
I know that seems like a bizarre combination. Fast food and hard liquor.
And a drive-through. Hey, down in Dallas, there's certain places in certain counties you can drink and drive.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not kidding you.
Good plan.
Yeah, you can go through, get a drink. You can drive right by the cop and toast him.
Get out. Okay.
I'm
Now,
not kidding you. I didn't make this up.
yeah, I don't think, I mean, if anything would drive me back to drinking, it would be trying to navigate the Dallas interstate system sober.
Well, I'm telling you, I've enjoyed this side of the fence when it comes to my sobriety, abstinence. So, I think that you you can have abstinence and be abstinent and not have sobriety. But anyway,
Abstinence makes the heart grow fonder.
yes, it does. It makes your brain work. So hey, let's talk about
Oh, and I
real
want to say
estate.
hi to Joe Ritter.
Hey, Joe,
He's beamed in from down in Florida.
what town?
I'm not sure. Joe, what town are you in down there? Also want to say hi to Rebecca. We're getting a pretty good steady influx of viewers and listeners this morning. Sometimes my Facebook connection
I've got a couple
isn't
of
so hot. So
I've got a couple of viewers.
Yeah.
Here, let's try Mark again. Let's see if we can get him.
This is the Topeka Factor. As always, I'm with Henry McClure.
So he's in charge.
And now we're trying to call.
He's a national leasing at Base Ridge, but the guy that does all the restaurants and fast foods reports to Mark. And
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll see if he's got any waffle deals in the house.
On the trail of Waffle House because Topeka needs one. Did you know that the Waffle House is the favorite restaurant of
Brother?
Yeah,
I think it's his message.
what's the name of the kid who's the quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars? Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, he takes his team over to Waffle House every time they win a game. Which
Big spender.
yeah. Oh, Palm Harbor, Florida, which is near Clearwater.
Yeah, I used to live in Clearwater.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I moved down there after a year in Kansas City, and I moved down there to renovate the Clearwater Mall, and
Okay.
it was a short-lived deal. The Mormons fired me. When a Mormon tells you,
They
hey,
fired you.
yeah, I got fired. So they said, hey, now if you go down there and fire all the employees and just keep the security guard, we wouldn't be mad at you. And I didn't really get it. I didn't get the message. Go down there and fire everybody. I thought I'd go down there and give everybody a chance, right?
Yeah.
But it didn't work out.
Turns out they wanted you to fire everybody.
Yeah. Well, I'm not opposed to that. Hey, that's the mission. But you got to tell it like it is. I don't understand veiled comments.
Mm-hmm.
I do now. But I got picked up by a boutique brokerage company who had a contract with John Hancock, and we had Pinellas Square Mall, and we had a mall up on Hillsborough Road and we turned it into Net Park Tampa Bay. And that was one of the most successful transformations of a mall to an office complex. But I'm telling you,
Back when office complexes were filling up.
well, Tampa's
Want to say hi
different.
to Jenny, by the way.
Hey, Jenny, by the way.
Jenny.
That's not really her last name, is it? By the way.
No, but Jenny found an old Jayhawk Junior newspaper which mentioned that I was a delegate to the Model United Nations back in the mid-'60s. Were you ever a delegate to the Model United Nations?
No. I was I was junior class president, and then Matt McFarland beat me my senior year.
I represented the then nation state of Belarusia, which is now, I believe, Belarus.
And where's Belarus?
Well, it's right next door to Russia.
Oh, well, what's wrong with that?
Kind of right in there. It was one of those satellite nations.
Hey,
back then.
speaking of Russia, where are we with Father Nikolai?
Where are we with Father Nikolai?
Well, I'm trying to refer this deal to an aggressive residential real estate guy.
I'm ready for the next meeting.
Okay. Well, let's draft a listing.
Okay, is that yeah, we can do
Because
that.
I want to turn that church into a house.
We've got a house. Excuse me.
We have a church.
We have a church, but the parking is so limited that
Well, that's why we don't want to put another church back in there.
what we have there is what you might call functional obsolescence.
It is what it is.
And so the idea
Or
would be,
it could also be economic obsolescence because the tithing is is cut off because you don't have enough place for the tithers to park.
right, yeah, okay.
That was a reach.
So we got to get busy on the,
So look, we got to find somebody.
this is the corner of what, Huntoon and
Medford.
Medford, yeah.
Man, that building is built so well.
Oh, it's built like the Washington Monument.
It's a castle.
Yeah, and it would need some substantial structural modification. to
Not
become a resident.
structural. It needs it just needs all the upgrades for kitchens and things like that. But where are you saying structural?
Well, structural, meaning you've got interior fit and finish.
Yeah, that's not structural. To me, structural are
Lisa says it would be an amazing home.
It would be.
She's
Lisa,
right on board with that. Thank
get
you,
on
Lisa.
it. Set up a showing.
So the ball's in my court apparently on this project here. And
Well, look, I've always
my court now has more room in it because all my other residential listings in Topeka have sold.
well, yeah, you sell them in 27 days. Okay, you got 28 days on this one.
You're going to give me 28?
I'm giving you 28.
Okay.
But the thing
What is
is,
today's date? The 28th?
today is the 28th.
Okay, so that would be September 26th. Better.
See, how does it go? January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. So there's 30 in this month. Have you ever seen that?
So 30 days in September.
Yeah, every knuckle is 31.
Okay, so we're at 20. We're on the 28th.
You've never
Now,
seen that?
Lisa? No, I haven't. Lisa says it's a little out of her price range.
Well, what is the price?
So now, if I were being an affirmative response real estate,
Make an
agent,
offer.
I'd be saying, "Well, Lisa, what is your price range?"
Well, Lisa, what I would say is make an offer.
Let me flip this around so I can say that again. Well, Lisa, what is your price range? That's the old affirmative response theory of sales training.
Oh man, I ought to get
So-
one of the live settings on
So
here.
if this home had a larger kitchen, do you think you'd be ready?
Yeah.
Be ready to make an offer on this home?
God, wouldn't the upstairs make a beautiful art studio?
Now the upstairs would make an awesome studio.
It would. It'd make an awesome bedroom.
It would. You could have.
You could live like a king.
Now by structural change, I mean, I'm saying you need to punch in a big bathroom.
Well, we got the place for the bathroom.
But that would make an elegant master. Well, now we say primary bedroom.
I love openness. I have a loft style. I live loft style.
Mhm.
I have no doors inside except the front door and the back.
The question becomes, in the case of this particular building, and I'm not saying I know the answer to this question, but the question becomes, how much is it going to cost to repurpose it as a residential
Well, and
property?
I'm going to work on that. I'm going to
And how
get.
would that value fit in with the prevailing market value of neighborhood homes? Which, by the way, this is like maybe a 5-minute walk from Collins Park.
So I'm going to get Brian Falk to help me with that. I've got the as-built drawings, and they're online, and we could share that with anybody. But Brian is currently working on the new project where we're going to relocate the church. And so I'm going to engage him to kind of do some layouts and some ideas. He's a forward thinker, but then we could get Tyler Weibel to put together some rough numbers to convert it. Man, I'll tell you what
That's
this
a
would
good
be.
idea.
You know what this would be? The designer show house.
It would be an excellent candidate for that.
Wouldn't that be cool?
And it could be marketed too as a designer show house for that's affordable for people who aren't necessarily in the upper 1%, economically speaking.
So here's the thing.
Those designer show houses tend to be not that there's anything wrong with this because people gravitate to this, but
Aren't there
they
some
tend to be really
contributions?
expensive.
But don't some people contribute things to help. Isn't it a charitable deal?
Oh, she says it's on the wrong side of Huntoon for Collins Park pricing.
Well, she's too picky.
No, don't take that personally, Lisa. Henry's a little reactive this morning. I don't know.
I'm more of an acquired taste.
But seriously, to respond to Lisa's comment, I think what you're seeing in the Topeka market is the disappearance of traditional boundaries in terms of people's perception of feasible price. In other words, I just saw a house, I think it was at 404 Buchanan.
No, wait a minute. Go into detail on that, because that was pretty cool. Say that again. Start over with that.
If I could remember what I just said.
Well, it came out so eloquent. No, really, for a minute there, I thought you knew what you were doing.
Well, I do.
No, I know you do. But that was good.
Well,
the perception, there's no boundaries now in price. Well, how did that go again?
No boundaries. I think I said something to the effect that
I'm not picking on him. I love him.
The dynamics of the Topeka market have changed so that traditional perceptions of value are no longer limited to the specific geographic areas that people used to perceive as being critical in determining value.
So let me ask you.
Now we'd have to go back and watch the replay to see if I actually duplicated.
No,
what
hey,
I said.
that's the nice thing about this. Well, I can pull that spot.
But let's take a neighborhood, for example, like Westboro. The definite boundaries of Westboro would have been Gage, Oakley, 17th, and Huntoon. But now you could take a house like, say, go over to 11th Street. Go over to 11th Street by Fleming Place. There are a couple of houses along 11th Street that they're not for sale, by the way. I'm just saying these are ones that came to mind, like Robert Heck's old house. That if they were on the market today, they would be priced as if they were Westboro houses. That's all I'm saying. So on the other side of Huntoon for Collins Park pricing, we perhaps need to push the envelope a little bit. Lisa's got a point.
Okay, so here's the challenge we ultimately have with the sale of the church is we're busting at the seams at every service, and people have started really gravitating to the Orthodox Church and maybe to religion overall. So let's say we sell the church. I've got to what I'd really like to do is get under construction out at the new place.
Yeah.
Let's start pouring some foundations. Let's start spending the money as we got it, as we can. But I may have to find a temporary space for the church to sell it and get to the new place. So I really am going to need somebody to help be nice to the church as far as the rental rates, on a temporary basis.
We can do that. Also, I want to say hi to Leroy Younger.
Hello, Leroy. What else?
So this has been a good talk because we really got to sell that church. It's the Greek Orthodox Church.
Well, it's just Orthodox. That's all you say. You don't have to say it's okay. They're
just to identify it for
just the Orthodox Church, but they do have the Greek Orthodox food there.
Mm-hmm.
And have you ever had their coffee?
No, I haven't.
Just get it without sugar.
As well as I wonder how much of the fascinating iconography, how do you pronounce it, would stay with the building?
Well,
probably not too much.
No, the relics have to, they have to go. And remember, you can't get on the altar. When you're showing the place, you can only look around because this is like sacred ground.
Correct.
I mean, this is all it's all blessed and consecrated. And it's holy ground.
What could make this a great property for the right user would be, as you mentioned, the upstairs, which is currently the, how do you say it? Is it the nave or the narthex where the services are actually held?
I think it's the narthex.
Okay, that part could
I think
be,
the nave is the hallway.
right. The that part could be an awesome studio for
You
somebody.
could build a loft.
Let's say if you're either musicians or artists, yeah, you could put in a loft. Absolutely.
Yeah, that would really be cool. You could have loft style. You could have a bedroom upstairs.
And then downstairs, you've got a kitchen, you've got bathrooms.
What's wrong with
You've
living
got meeting
downstairs?
rooms.
You could.
I'm just saying, it's
We got to fix the elevator.
got an elevator. Another sports update here. The Royals will be on today at 12:10 with the Guardians. Washaw is pitching for the Royals, and Lynn Laws has just tuned in.
Hey, Lynn.
Now, she would be an example of a musician that could totally take over this building and make it a really cool.
What does she do? I don't know, Lynn.
Well, only one of the more famous vocalists ever in the Shawnee County area. That's all. For the exceptions.
I got to get out. Oh,
the
Wills.
Yeah, the exceptions.
What's
Randy and the boys.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think she's now a Topeka expatriate living out on the East Coast somewhere, I think. Anyway, the Royals play today at 12:10.
Where?
And I think, is that a home game or are they still up in, I think they're still up in Cleveland.
Have you been to Royal Stadium lately?
I've not been there lately.
It's a bar that has a baseball stadium in it.
Oh, went to a bar the other night and a baseball game broke out.
I'm telling you, it's so cool. And I like it still being sober.
Yeah, well, the Royals are serious contenders for the division championship now. And yes, they are still in Cleveland, the mistake by the lake. And they could take.
The mistake by the lake.
It's Cleveland, yes.
No, man, I've never heard that.
Oh, you haven't?
No, but I've got my book about Cleveland. You paint houses, don't you?
Oh,
Isn't
yeah.
that kind of based in Cleveland?
In part, a lot of it allegedly in Detroit.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, the same Detroit and Cleveland were the same family.
Yeah. And Russell Buffalino was active in both markets. And
all right. So what else? Let's talk.
Well, we could talk about a couple of things here.
We've got.
I'll show you what I've been getting in the mail lately. Can I show you this?
Yeah. What is it?
Residential Real Estate Broker Commission's antitrust settlements. These ambulance chasers are sending out these notices at random to people. If you sold a home and paid a commission to a real estate agent, you may be a part of class action settlements. And then they've got all this stuff on the back telling you what the lawsuit's about, how can you be a part of it. I've got some notes on here that I don't really want to put out on.
Yeah, I got you.
But I've gotten 2 of these so far. It's so strange.
Well, that's one thing that I do all my work as a transaction broker.
Okay.
And
I just accidentally knocked myself off my own Facebook page here, so I got to work on getting that.
So Marshall's going to go back live on the other channel. I don't have anybody tuned in. I don't know if anybody's watching on my YouTube.
Okay, I think I'm back here on my own.
Hey, welcome back. We're glad to have you. Back in the Topeka Factor with Marshall Black Lung Barber.
Yeah, when you're doing this on a smartphone, it's really easy to hit the wrong button and just totally discontinue the whole thing.
But sometimes it's good to start and restart.
Yeah, well, we've restarted, that's for sure. And it's 11:23.
You got it. You're on a shot clock today, right?
I'm on somewhat of a shot clock. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
where were we before?
We can have the radio station guy in here tomorrow. What time do you want me to get him in here?
Oh, do you want to say 10? 10:30?
Yeah, let me.
I told Lee he needs to come by.
I'm going to sign off on my Facebook so I can make the appointment. So, hey, thanks for tuning in.
Meanwhile,
Oh, this guy. This is Circus Soleil.
Okay.
They got booted out of. Here, let's see.
I think I read about that in the newspaper.
Hey, champ.
Yes, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. You're live on the
Circus
Henry
Soleil.
McClure live show. You got a meeting time set up? Are they in Dallas? From Dallas? Are they up here?
No, they are not here from Dallas yet, but I think they're coming in tomorrow, and I'm getting ready to call over. You wanted me to check with you and see if you knew anything yet.
No, not yet, but I'll take you off the show. We'll talk in private.
Okay.
All right. So,
So you're working on.
well, if Westridge Mall is going to cancel them because they're R-rated,
They were going to be at Westridge.
yeah, and they got canceled.
Was Westridge not aware of the fact that they were R-rated when they did this booking?
I have nothing to do with Westridge and can't make any assumptions.
Discontinuing them because they have an R rating, it's kind of like booking Henry Kissinger for a speech and then deciding you didn't want him because of his accent.
Have you ever seen Circus Soleil?
I have not.
I'm telling you something.
Cirque Soleil. So they're not going to be at Westridge?
No,
Oh my God.
but I got a proposal to put them on White Lakes.
Put them at White Lakes?
Yeah.
Outdoors.
So, yeah, it's a tent.
It's a tent. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So
It's like a circus.
the original
Do you
thing,
remember when circuses used to be in tents?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the original thing was going to be in a tent all along?
Yeah.
Not
In the
inside
parking
the
lot.
Westridge Mall?
Right.
Okay. Okay. Well, what about the city? What's that called? Evergy Plaza? Is that too small?
Too small.
Okay.
But I am going to send a note to Tim Laurent, and I'm going to send one to our deputy mayor.
Who is Tim Laurent?
He is head of Parks and Rec. I want to get some backup sites. But I can tell you, the owner of White Lakes has already agreed to do the deal. So
There's plenty of room in their parking lot.
oh
isn't there?
yeah, I need 300 feet by 300 feet.
Yeah, this could be a good way of kicking off your South Topeka revival project.
But I just don't know any better. I just want to do deals.
Yeah.
Hey, Circus Soleil wants to come to town. Well, let's find a space for him.
When
I
was
even
it-
told the real estate guy, I don't even want a commission.
when was that going to be, or when is it?
It's Halloween. It's a Halloween
It's a
show.
Halloween thing, so it'd be right.
Hey,
around-
now the fact it's R-rated, I really want to see it. There
Yeah.
could be some action.
Right.
Hey, with all that gymnastics going on, there could be some what are they called? Costume failures.
Oh yeah. Wardrobe malfunctions.
Yeah, why not?
Lee and Leroy are both back already on my Facebook
All right.
live feed.
Lee and Leroy.
So this is breaking news, at least breaking news for me. I did not know the Cirque du Soleil had been canceled.
Yeah, well, just stick around. You'll learn a lot from dealing with it.
But we are working on reviving
Yes.
the date because they probably
No. The date is going to stay the same because it's a Halloween show.
Well,
The
yeah.
location, the venue.
So
We're just
they
trying to
had
change the
probably
venue.
booked that date, thinking
Oh.
Topeka was where they were going to be at that time.
I was going to call the.
And Westridge pulled the rug out from under them. That's interesting. And sad.
Let's see here. He had to reschedule. See if he can talk.
But anyway, this little flyer I've been getting about proposed settlements is all about, and people ask me about this all the time, which is how this is going to be changing the way we do business. And
I don't know why it's going to change the way.
in addition,
It's the way you should be doing business. You know something?
well, it won't change it in terms of my personal accountability, which remains the same.
Yeah,
today.
but why not get paid up front? Hey, remember that $13 an hour person?
Oh,
They
yeah.
were going to give you 16 and me only 13.
Yeah.
Hey, we heard about you. We heard about the Pizza Hut deal.
Yeah.
So
we know
you'll work for less.
You'll work cheap. Yeah. We'll pay you $3,000, but only if you agree to work for 300 hours for that $3,000.
So can I ask you a political question?
Uh-oh. I guess you're going to, so go ahead.
Well, did you see where Kevin Cook is not going to renew a $190,000 a year contract?
Oh, okay. Well, that political question pertains to your direct campaign to be county commissioner for the
Right.
second district.
Because
So why not ask that question?
Well, because you might want to talk about real estate. This is your show.
Well, we've talked about real estate.
Hey, speaking of real estate, let's have a meet the broker party in 10th and Topeka.
Okay.
Let's do it.
We
I'll
can
pitch
do
in.
that. Okay. A meet the broker party.
Yeah. Let invite everybody.
Sure. Let me run that by the owner,
Yeah.
and we'll see what he thinks.
We'll have some waters.
But this thing you mentioned about the going back to your question pertaining to the second district commission race, I did happen to notice over the weekend some announcements to the effect that he was.
Well, see, what I want to know.
Does this mean he's stepping back from his role as public defender?
Well, no, he either retired himself or got retired.
I see.
And I sent him a note. I'd like him, and it was just between me and him. I want to know what happened to him, because if he got the political squeeze, hey, I know how you feel. Because that's what I think they've done to me as a developer in town.
What determines who gets public defender contracts?
The city of Topeka.
And who does that?
The council.
I see.
So I think he had a 2-year contract. Now, some people think he got squeezed out. Some people think he was following my lead because I'm going to drop my license.
Yeah.
When I'm a county commissioner.
Real estate license.
Yeah.
You're talking about.
Right.
Okay.
So there's no conflict of interest with any of my dealings as a real estate broker as it might pertain to the county. But I don't know how he could afford, if you're going to do anything, you'd give up your county. It's the $60,000 job. You know what I mean?
I was going to say, you've got a $190,000 job on one hand.
Yeah.
And then a $60,000 job on the other.
Yeah.
So why would you give up the $190,000 job? Why would you not continue to do both?
Well, the reason that's the whole reason I want to be elected is because he can't do both for the constituents.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. You're really basically, if the county ever had a conflict with the city, he can't really stand up to the city because he's an employee of the city.
Yeah.
So anyway,
we've been talking about that.
Yeah. So in fact, so what I think happened was it was retaliation. The other candidate ran completely on the double dipping.
Oh, that was Robert. What was his last name? I'm sorry.
Sharia?
Yeah. He ran totally on that.
Yeah, his whole.
In the primary.
Yeah.
The Democratic primary.
Yeah.
I did not even know that for some reason. It seems like a lot of the publicity about some of these things goes right on by me somehow.
So I was at the grand opening of the pool in Oakland.
Okay.
And talking to John Akla.
Okay.
And John and I have had, issues, just, difference of opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But the other day he came up to me at a voter thing and he said, we've had issues, but he said, you'll always be my friend. He stuck his hand out. Oh, yeah, you can never have too many friends. This was the League of Women Voters when Craig McCullough was running against his wife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, back in the day.
Right.
So fast forward to Saturday at the pool, I'm talking to John kind of about politics, and he's talking about running for his House seat. Kevin Cook walked up to us and said, hey, John, you want to go inside and get a sneak peek? and John like looks over at me, and I look at John, and he looks at Kevin, and I look at Kevin, and I go, well, hey, aren't you going to invite me in too? But what I'm
No
saying,
sneak peek for you.
well, yeah, but his social encounter is exactly how he treats me as a citizen.
Yeah.
That social, and man, I gotta tell you, I really appreciate John Ockley. I thank him for this. Kind of puts his hand out. He goes, no. He goes, you rudely interrupted us, and I'm not going in.
He said that?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, we got to invite John Alcala to the Waffle House grand opening.
Yes.
Put him on the
Hey,
list.
I want him to cut the ribbon.
We're talking about a number of things for the benefit of folks like Lynn who just dialed in to my Facebook Live feed. This is the Topeka Factor, a wide-ranging show with the inestimable Henry McClure, who today, as we've noted, over his objections, that
That is not tan.
he is observing the 10th anniversary of President Obama's tan suit
I'm
day.
celebrating the I Have a Dream.
Okay.
How long ago was that?
We all have our dreams.
How long ago was that?
Anyway, it's good to have Lynn watching, and so is Sandy. See, these folks just dial in, and I think when people dial into the Topeka Factor on my Facebook Live,
How long ago was the Martin Luther?
they have a tendency
speech?
to wonder just what's going on anyway. This is where-
63.
63.
Yeah.
Now, see, this is a good illustration of coming together in the middle, because we are both probably somewhat at the oppositional ends of the alleged political spectrum, but we can sit here and have polite conversation about things going on in Topeka, and
I don't
occasionally
think
the
it's
rest of the
that.
world.
I don't think there's that much of a dichotomy.
It's not that big of an economy. Well, and of course, I've been talking to.
We can agree on Israel.
We do. Oh, I forgot. I got a nice letter. I wanted to read.
Henry McClure.
I wanted to read my letter from IPAC. Oh, he's getting another.
Yeah. Circus
getting
Soleil.
Cirque Soleil call.
Okay. Hey, good. I'm actually live on a Facebook Live show. And if this is private, I'll take you off of it. If not, we'll talk. But I'm trying to get the White Lake Mall deal done, and I want to work with you and get this thing going.
Soleil show, which had been scheduled for West Ridge, but it was canceled.
So we're really excited if we can go ahead and get that property locked down.
Okay, so I've talked to the big boss, and he's all for it. It's kind of going through channels, but hey, let me wrap up this Facebook show, and I'll call you right back.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, Facebook Live viewers, you're actually watching in real time.
This is the way you make deals, baby.
You're watching in real time the revival of the Cirque Soleil appearance in Topeka, which had been canceled, but appears now that it might be back on.
So
as Henry McClure continues to negotiate with people from Cirque Soleil, as well as the owners of the prospective new location.
and it's actually Circus Italia. So I think it's a division of Circus Soleil.
So it's
Yeah.
Circus Italia.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's a division,
Okay,
and it's called. The show is going to be called Paranormal.
paranormal.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah, a
show
little
for
more coffee.
Topeka.
Man, are we going to have time to go down to Dialogue today?
Well, if we drive,
Oh, okay.
yeah. I've
No
got time.
walking.
I think basically, let me say for the benefit of Lynn and Sandy and Leroy and Lee, anyone else who might.
Hey, let's get some more people. Let's
Watching.
get some regular folk in here and have some guests.
we're
See,
gonna
look
be-
at this.
we're
With this
gonna be
new
back.
format, we can have an open discussion.
That's right.
Because that camera covers every chair.
Lee will be joining us tomorrow. I know that.
And we will be drinking Waffle House coffee.
Right.
In fact, bring more.
Our crusade is to bring Waffle House to Topeka, because Topeka is a Waffle House kind of town.
Okay,
baby.
so
we'll be
do you
right
want
back
to
here
make that a
tomorrow.
mission?
Yeah, it's a mission.
No. So
We've got
we're going to do Waffle House.
We're
We're going to put all our energy into Waffle House.
two missions this morning. A, Waffle House. B, turning the Orthodox Church at Huntoon and Medford into a pristine and fine
That's
residential
two deals.
property.
And then we're praying.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
We're praying right now
C.
that the Whataburger. So can I
Wait a
tell
minute,
you?
we got four. We
Can
have
I tell
C.
you what happened?
C is the Circus Italia project.
So we did a
And
TIF.
D, you've got a meeting pertaining to moving
That's going
the
right.
Whataburger thing along.
Yeah. So we did what's called a TIF and a CID deal almost 16 months ago.
Okay.
And we made a development agreement with the city.
That's for specifically where you're doing.
Yeah,
the
for Chick-fil-A and Whataburger.
And Whataburger. Okay.
Okay. Well, time marches on.
Yes, it does.
16 months later, they've created all these new requirements and put $1 million in burden on the deal.
$1 million for what?
Street improvements out in the boulevard.
Okay.
So
these improvements they're saying now?
Yes. Okay,
Is
but
this
let's go back in time. Remember White Lakes Mall? Remember Sears, Penny, Woolworth, Kenny Shoes, Wolves?
I'm just a residential real estate guy.
But do you remember, did you ever shop at White Lakes?
Of course.
Well, you might have remembered Windjammer.
Sure. As well as Joe Henry's music shop.
Okay.
Anybody out there remember Joe Henry?
So we had White Lakes. It was Northeast Kansas's premier mall. Okay.
Right.
Then we had, it was probably at the time, Half Price Store. We had the theater, Bennigan's, Steak and Ale. Those two things are going on at the same time. You know, I could get the sales volumes of White Lakes, but I remember Half Price Store at one time did 14.5 million. See, I worked for the company Mace Rich, who owned both those properties.
Okay.
So their sales were reported to us because of the days of percentage rent. That they actually would share a percentage of their sales to the landlord. Well, nobody really ever complained that, hey, there's you know what, you really need to redo the medians and traffic isn't working. You know, the roads worked. You know what I mean?
Well, my question about this $1 million worth of street improvements, this was added on unilaterally?
Yes, this is extortion.
Added on unilaterally
Yes.
after the deal was already
It's
done?
extortion.
See, this would be like I said, I'm just a residential real estate guy most of the time.
But you're a consumer, aren't you?
But in our real estate transactions, we don't add conditions onto an already agreed upon.
Right.
In
You
other
can't
words,
come back later.
You don't come back 2 days before closing and say, oh, well, I still.
No. You don't come back 2 days after closing and say, oh, by the way, you know, you actually need to pay for the personal property, even though it was in the contract.
Yeah, you don't come back 2 days after closing and say, oh, yeah, we want a finished basement.
Or
now.
16 months later.
Well, yeah. So, yeah.
So anyway, this is the main reason I want to have it.
You're saying you had a done deal.
Done deal.
And now the city is coming back and saying, well, before we give you the final building permit, you've got to agree to spend $1 million on street improvements.
Extra.
Wow.
And see, this is, yeah, I know.
Welcome.
Well, so what?
That's a very Lebanese way of
Well,
doing
why
business,
should we
in my view.
but why should we even do it?
Well, in the first place, the question is it necessary?
Right. So what incentive for us is it to go out and get Waffle House today when this is the way they treat you?
Right.
Let somebody else do the Waffle House deal. I'll do something else.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
MB Development will take on Waffle House.
Why not? But I want to create a uniform development agreement that if you talk them into it, you don't have to go through the brain damage that we went through. You see where I'm coming from?
Mm-hmm. I get that.
Okay.
I get that.
And I don't have to be in every deal. I don't have to make another deal again, but I do love it. I want to make the paranormal deal. I even told the lady
Circus Italia.
Circus Italia. I don't even want a commission. I just want to get the deal done.
I kind of wonder too, did they have a contract? Well, this is
Well,
all.
it's none of my business. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Yeah. In other words, how do you
I don't want to like.
how do you cancel
But
out
here's
of
the
an
thing
agreement?
about maybe it wasn't signed.
This would be like, okay, Lori Morgan, great country singer.
Oh, I love Lori Morgan.
She's coming to TPAC. And I don't have the exact
Name one
date.
song she does, so I can.
I'm gonna buy some tickets to that, and I'll have more information about that next week. But it'd be like, let's say, you hire, let's say you hire Hank Williams Jr. and then you call him back and say, well, Hank, we've just heard that you do a song about drinking, so we're not going to have you after all.
Well,
can you break a contract?
But you know something? It's their prerogative. We shouldn't be.
I know that's your prerogative, but
we shouldn't be slamming.
They have a contract.
Well, I doubt it.
That's the thing.
I'll find out. I'll talk to her off camera. But it doesn't matter. If they don't want to do the deal, it's fine. We shouldn't chastise them for it.
I'm not chastising. I'm just asking, do they have a contract?
I didn't say you were chastising.
I mean,
maybe
it's their prerogative to they can have Marie Osmond out there, or whoever they want to have.
Billy Graham.
Waffle House Real Estate Group. Oh, he's got the phone number. This guy's all over this thing. He's given us the phone number.
Okay, give it. I'll call it.
770.
Hang on.
Email
770
at wafflehouse.com. I got to write these down.
Okay, what is 770?
770 729
729
5773.
5773. And look, anybody try to make the Waffle House deal. I'll help you.
And then the email address. Boy, he did some legwork. realestate@wafflehouse.com. I'm writing these things down because I'm going to lose
I'll help anybody make a deal.
At Waffle House.
This is all I've done my whole life. That's why I can.
Another thing we need to work on is getting a CVS urgent care facility in Topeka.
Why? Because the other guy's not paying their taxes?
I'd like to have one of those at 10th and Topeka.
Hi, I was actually looking for the real estate department. Well, I would like to know who does the real estate in Kansas. Hey, by the way, my name is Henry McClure. Good morning. How are you doing today? Oh, just trying to make some deals. We'd really like to get a Waffle House in Topeka, Kansas. Everybody loves Waffle House.
That is true. True that.
Who's this? That is true.
Real estate drama unfolding before your very eyes. As Henry McClure attempts to contact the Waffle House real estate.
I hate that pen.
The party on the other end of this seems to be somewhat baffled by the nature of it. Now we're on hold. Lee thinks they might be out right now because when he got forwarded forwarded me to office, they're out. Okay, here we go. Try it again.
Hi, this is Henry McClure in Topeka, Kansas.
Hello.
Hey, good morning. How you doing?
I'm fine.
It's the dream of Topeka, Kansas to have a Waffle House. So who do I talk to?
You can send me a suggestion, or if you have information on the site, I'm going to check our software, and I don't believe that's anywhere on our shelf right now. So hold on one second.
I'm going to entice you to do it.
Yeah, that won't happen. I promise you. A lot of people have tried to entice us in a lot of different places, and we don't do it.
But you've never met Henry McClure.
You've never talked to Anita, do you?
Is that you?
Maybe.
Maybe.
So I can tell you right off the bat, we would not be doing anything to Topeka yet, because it's too far from our restaurants that are open and running. And we would most likely have to put something like in the Lawrence area off of 70. You know,
Alright.
build one or two before it gets to Topeka.
All right, I'll go do those deals first.
Okay. But it's not on, like, for at least the next 2 years. We're not going to be doing anything.
Well, I've got 65 years left.
Okay. Well, then I will talk to you in about 2 years.
Well, I'll send you a love letter in the meantime. Do you have an email I could send you a note and just say hi?
Yeah, it's realestate@wafflehouse.com. That comes to me.
All right, Anita, you're all right.
All right.
All right, I love you. Have a good day.
All right, you too.
Bye.
A little bit of insight into the
Well, that's
Henry
just-
McClure, into the Henry McClure methodology.
But
there.
that's just the way it is too. But you got to
We've learned something.
well, you just got to do it.
We
then.
just learned something that Waffle House could go to Lawrence
We got to find a couple spots in Lawrence.
before they come to Topeka.
So, which is really nice because Lawrence might be easier to deal with than Topeka. And that's what I'm going to get it down to. My life.
And you know, if they want to be right off the turnpike,
Yeah, there's some spots over there.
there'd be a spot in that used to be an outlet mall. It's where the Lawrence Journal
Yeah.
World is now. It's right off the turnpike.
But look, here's the
That would
thing.
that'd be a great spot.
It
for
might be
Waffle
easier
House.
to do deals in Lawrence than trying to bang your head against Topeka, Kansas.
I don't know how easy or not easy it is to do deals in Lawrence.
Well, we'll find out because I'm going to take Anita up on her challenge.
Then, Lee suggests the 23rd Street exit for K10 because K10 is actually becoming about as heavily traveled as the turnpike.
But this is
So there's two possible areas. in Lawrence.
just how it works. This is commercial
This
real
is pretty
estate
cool.
101.
This is pretty cool. We just learned a lot about what it might take to get a Waffle House.
Yeah, but let's work it. In fact, I probably can make more money doing everything outside Shawnee County. So
This may come as a bitter disappointment to those who are planning on attending our Topeka grand opening of Waffle House.
call John Eichel. It's going to take a little longer.
Tell you what, kids, we'll pick up the turnpike fare.
But so now what you do is you just go over and try to find sites that you can tie up and then present them
What
to
did
Anita.
what did she say about 2 years? Was she saying that is for Lawrence?
Yeah.
So, she's kind of walking, she's kind of slow walking this deal.
Well, they do everybody does everything on their own schedule.
Well, they've got their own plan. Yes.
Yeah. And I don't
Obviously.
even know. They have one up by Bonner Springs.
Right off the
Yeah.
turnpike.
I don't know how well that one does.
We should go, we should make a pilgrimage sometime
Let's do it.
to the, I want to get my family Waffle House t-shirts for Christmas. You know,
Why?
just because I think it'd look great to have my daughter, son-in-law, and grandson all wearing Waffle House t-shirts.
Okay. Well,
Just
let's
a
go
thought.
get some Dialogue coffee.
And get, we'll see you all at Dialogue Coffee. I'm out of here.
Hey, YouTubers, I love you. Thanks for tuning in.
Okay, I got it. That was good though. I don't think that's ever been done before, Henry.
What?
That's what do they call cinema verite, where we did some real life unrehearsed real estate on